So now let us start with the 2016 science and technology questions on space. So the first question is with reference to AstroSat, the astronomical observatory launched by India, which of the following statements are correct? First, other than the USA and Russia, India is the only country to have launched a similar observatory into space. AstroSat is a 2000 kg satellite placed in an orbit at 1650 km above the surface of the Earth. Right. So let us understand the concept. See, it is the first dedicated Indian astronomy mission. It was launched by the launch vehicle PSLV from Satish Dhawan Space Center, Sriharikota, in September 2015. AstroSat has had expected life of 5 years, but it is still going on. In 2024, it is still going on, right? So it's a wonderful thing. You can imagine the quality that they have put up. See, AstroSat's unique feature is that it can observe lot of different radiations, right? So it can simultaneously observe lot of wavelengths from single satellite. So this is the most important feature because this is not available in other space observatories. This satellite can observe universe in optical, ultraviolet, low and high energy X-ray, right? So this is the most important. Other man-made satellites are capable but only in narrow range of wavelength band. Now statement 1 is incorrect because India's observatory will be the fourth in space after USA, Russia and Japan. Okay. Statement 2 is also incorrect because the mass is 1513 kg and it was launched in the 650 kilometer orbit, right? 650, not 1650. All right. So this is how the observatory looked. Now, see, the thing is, like usually we observe the space according to the visible spectrum, but slowly scientists discovered that there are X-rays and other radiation that are emitted. So we need other observatories which have those sensors. So celestial objects emit light of all wavelengths from radio, microwave, infrared, visible, ultraviolet, X-rays, gamma rays. So if a question comes that celestial objects do not, let's say, emit gamma rays, so that is wrong. They can emit any and all. So it becomes crucial to observe all these bands. Hence, this was done. So X-ray, visible spectrum, right, and ultraviolet spectrum capability was given to AstroSat, right? Now connecting the dots, topic that are related: black holes, other space observatories like Hubble, James Webb, Square Kilometer Array Observatory, other important astronomical projects in India and by India. That means in India, that means totally indigenous. By India, it's mostly like the collaborations. For example, giant meter wave radio telescope and the upcoming 30-meter telescope. Other similar project India is part of, you have to study about them. Other projects like CERN, right? International Facility for Anti-Proton and Ion Research, FAIR. So such things should be known. Answer is D, neither 1 nor 2. Next, consider the following statements. The Mangalyaan launched by ISRO is also called the Mars Orbiter mission. Second statement, made India the second country to have a spacecraft orbit the Mars after USA. Third, made India the only country to be successful in making its spacecraft orbit the Mars in its very first attempt. Now this was pretty easy question, to be fair. This is obviously correct. This is also correct, which was very famous, which was the crucial achievement that we did. So this is how it looked. Yes. Now statement 1 and 3 are correct. Like I said, it had various achievements, like let's see them one by one. First interplanetary mission realized by India, interplanetary, and first Indian spacecraft to incorporate full-scale onboard autonomy. That means it could drive itself to overcome the long distance and the communication gaps due to non-visibility periods. See, what happens is when you send such spacecraft to such long distances, there are planets, right, and moons and other celestial objects that come in between you, that means the Earth, and the satellite or the spacecraft. So the communication is disrupted. So this spacecraft could actually maneuver itself to the right path. First Indian spacecraft to successfully survive the Van Allen belt, crossing it 39 times. So this becomes a connecting the dot, which you should read about. First Indian spacecraft to escape the sphere of influence of Earth and orbit the Sun. So it orbited the Sun. First Mars mission in the world to succeed Mars orbit insertion in the first attempt. This was quite famous, and this was very well known. Most economical interplanetary mission, and of course, why? Because India and NASA is famous for making missions successful on a budget. So this paved way for cost-effective access to deep space. Right? So budget was 450 crores. Statement 2 is not correct because first successful flyby was in 1965, and 3 other countries like the organizations like NASA, Soviet Union, and European Space Agency, they have been to Mars before ISRO. So ISRO was India was the 4th one. Right? Mangalyaan was launched in 2013. It reached Mars in 2014, and it worked till 2022. In 2022, ISRO lost the contact with Mangalyaan. Right? Okay. Connecting the dots, other global space missions like to Mars or the Moon, and most of all, focus on upcoming ones, because a lot of space research is going on. It doesn't mean that you need to know every one or every research in the past. Right? Famous one, the names you can know, but details should be known of the future projects. Now, India's other space missions related to planetary exploration, like we are planning a project to Venus. We are now planning to land on Mars. We are planning for a space station. We are doing a project called Gaganyaan, right? So the answer is C. The answer is C, 1 and 3 only. It was quite easy.